Okay, it is 4:25 Eastern, so I'll go ahead and get started. Great to see everyone here still on the acuCONNECT trade show for day one. My name is Caleb Castellaw. I'm the partner relations here at LLumin CMMS Plus, and with me we have Doug Ansuini, who's our senior vice president and chief technologist there at LLumin. And today we'll be presenting on smart maintenance and asset control for Acumatica. So the challenge that we all face, right, is fighting unplanned downtime. Whether you're a manufacturer, you have a facility, fleet of vehicles or equipment, there are direct financial losses that happen from downtime. LLumin helps combat these, financial losses of lost production, revenue, and missed orders and penalties. So what we provide is a predictive maintenance platform for fleet, facilities, and machinery. No matter what assets you have that are important to keep protected, we're the guys for the job. We are trusted by some of the leaders in various industries, but we're very flexible and can be used all the way from a single plant manufacturing site to a multinational brand, from construction to municipalities, oil and gas, energy. We are used across a variety of asset intensive sectors. So with that being said, I wanted to hand off the share to Doug here to take us through a demo of LLumin CMMS Plus.
Okay, great. Thanks, Caleb. Let me share my screen and we will get started. And I think, Caleb, if you stop sharing yours. If you can stop sharing yours, Caleb, I think that'll fill the screen. Okay, and yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I just kind of want to walk through how our users can configure their home pages within LLumin CMMS Plus. We have a large number of different charts, KPIs, and metrics that our users can use to track their real-time asset and maintenance performance. Our homepage dashboards are very customizable, where each user can set up their homepage with the KPIs and metrics that are most important to them to do their job on a daily basis. So, for example, I'm logged in as a maintenance supervisor, and I've got a number of KPIs that a maintenance supervisor will typically need in as part of doing their job on a day-to-day basis. That includes being able to see, most importantly, in real time, how many assets are currently down, and they can group that different ways to see where their issues currently are, how many work orders are being worked on. They can set rules to highlight any KPIs or metrics that exceed predefined thresholds that they establish. So, for example, as a maintenance supervisor, I want to make sure I don't have any too many overdue work orders. So I've set a rule that highlights that number of overdue work orders whenever it exceeds a threshold that I've established. Now, the technicians using our system, they will typically have a more streamlined, task-oriented dashboard. So here, this particular technician working on their mobile device has just a couple KPIs related to their work orders and just one grid, a list of work orders assigned to them. And they can see everything they need to see about those work orders and take any actions they need to right off of their homepage. So it does make for a very efficient, easy to use experience for the technicians. They can do everything right off their dashboards. And that does include on their mobile devices, which allows them to see everything they need to see about the work they're doing right at the job site. And they can do that both online and offline. So I want to take you through how users can view their asset status in real time, organize their assets within LLumin CMMS Plus. So typically, their assets will be organized into a hierarchy, and it is a very flexible hierarchy. There's really no limitation how many levels deep or shallow you can set it up. Typical multi-plant manufacturing environment, for example, might have a top-level node for each plant, and then departments, production lines, work cells, and assets within there. And users can be restricted in terms of visibility to any level in this hierarchy. So each user is going to only see the information for their particular plant, the work orders, assets, et cetera. So it again streamlines things and makes things easier for them to use. And in terms of monitoring the real-time status of their assets, there's a couple ways they can do that. For assets in a fixed location, this will typically be our manufacturing customers. They can use our facilities views where they can set these up to show all of the assets in a particular building or plant or department with the facility view showing where each of those assets is physically located, and most importantly, showing the real-time status of each of those assets through the color of it. So in this example here, all of the machines that are in green are currently up and running. Any that are in purple are currently undergoing some sort of planned maintenance, typically a routine PM or inspection. Any that are in orange are currently undergoing a repair. And then any that are in red are currently down. So this allows our users to be able to see very visually and intuitively the overall status of all the machines in a current location, as well as where their problems currently are. Now, for our customers that have either assets distributed over a wider geographical area, or for our fleet customers that have mobile assets, we do also have a map view where we can tie into different GIS systems such as Esri and Google Maps. So if for a fleet customer, for example, they can see the physical location of all of their assets in real time. We get this information by integrating with a number of different telematic systems. This provides the real-time GPS coordinates of all of those assets so they can see where they're physically located. And once again, just like with our facility view, from a maintenance perspective, they are seeing most importantly the real-time status of each of these assets conveyed by the color of it, where all the assets that are in green are up and running. Any vehicles shown in yellow have a repair work order and open against them. And then finally, any that are in red are currently down. And we do track a lot of information for the assets. This is another very configurable screen within Lumin where it can really be shaped for the different types of assets that are being tracked. So a machine type asset might have a lot of cards of information turned on, whereas a vehicle type asset might have a lot of those turned off, but might have cards for vehicle specific attributes that would be used by our fleet customers, and those can all be customized by the users right within Lumin. We do track all the financial information, total cost of ownership for each of our customers' assets. That's typically going to, include the total labor and parts costs spent maintaining the assets, as well as any outside contractor services. And we also break it out by planned versus unplanned work, which shows how much of those costs are related to the expected planned costs of owning and operating an asset versus any unplanned repair work. In terms of the predictive maintenance of assets, we do also have the ability to tie into the machines themselves through various control systems like SCADA and DCS systems and PLC controllers and IoT sensors to monitor real-time conditions of the equipment. And this allows folks using Lumin to set up predictive maintenance rules to look for early indications that something is starting to go wrong, that the machine is operating out of spec, and to address that very predictively, proactively before it becomes a downtime event. For example, monitoring the temperature and vibration levels of a machine in real time and setting up a rule that says if they both rise above a certain level, having the system automatically send out alerts to technicians or maintenance supervisors, and also having the system automatically create repair work orders, create parts requisitions based on the symptoms. So this really allows our customers to increase their asset uptime by more proactively and predictively maintaining their equipment before, as conditions start arising, before they actually become a downtime event in the first place. Now, in terms of the maintenance technicians going ahead and doing their work, they can do that right on a mobile device. The maintenance supervisors are able to set up nice detailed step-by-step procedures to walk the technicians through performing the work. That increases job and work accuracy, as well as making things more efficient for the technicians. For example, if they are completing a routine PM or inspection on a piece of equipment, the supervisors can set up a task with pictures that walks them through the step-by-step performance of those tasks, collecting information about the equipment, collecting condition information such as pressures, temperatures, runtimes. So even for equipment not tied in to control systems, they can still get that condition-based information and then proactively and predictively maintain their assets at the first sign of trouble by having the system automatically create work orders before they experience a downtime event. They can even set up rules to automatically trigger maintenance work based upon any of the answers that the technicians provide, such as are there, any leaks, for example.
Hey, Doug, I don't think you're sharing the mobile screen.
Oh, wow. I am so sorry. You're
Yeah, it's
right.
okay.
That does not seem to come through on the share. Okay.
I think we can, just quickly
Yeah, I'm
go
just
through the
going to
work
go
orders
ahead.
and then jump into inventory.
Okay, great. Yep. So in terms of, apologize for a little screen sharing snafu there. So yeah, in terms of planning and scheduling their work orders, folks within Lumen can plan out a maintenance calendar right here within their calendar view. They can plan out their work weeks, see what equipment is scheduled to be worked on, both currently open work as well as upcoming work, and they can assign their work orders, plan their work orders, see the total hours assigned to each technician right within this calendar view. So that allows the maintenance planners, the coordinators, the supervisors within Lumen to make sure that they've scheduled each technician for an appropriate amount of work and haven't overbooked any particular technician on any particular day. So it does make for a very effective planning tool. And then finally, Lumen CMMS Plus does also manage all of the maintenance related and spare parts inventory for our customers. They can track all of those consumable spares, critical spares within Lumen, as well as any other maintenance related supplies, things like safety glasses, gloves. Lumen tracks all of that on hand inventory, which allows our customers to make sure that they always have the parts that they need on hand to do the work. They have visibility of what's on hand in terms of spare parts inventory across all of their locations. So for our multi-plant customers, they have the ability to see if they need a part at a particular site. If they have a machine down and they don't have that part at that plant, they can see if any of their other plants have that in real time, and if so, that saves them time and money in terms of getting that part from another one of their plants. They can barcode all of their inventory items, track any warranty information, and the system will alert them when a part's being replaced within its warranty period, which helps, again, save them some money in terms of their replacement parts. And within Lumen, they will typically set up for all of the parts they're stocking, either again because they're routine consumable spares, because they always want to have a certain number of them on hand, or because they're critical spares, so they always need to make sure they have one on hand. They'll set up a minimum stocking level or reorder quantity for each plant, for each part that they always need to have on hand. So for example, in this plant here, they always want to have 4 of these belts on hand. So they've set their reorder point to 4. And what that means is anytime that their on-hand inventory drops to the point where there's only 4 remaining, the system puts that out onto their reorder list with their preferred ordering quantity and their preferred vendor for this particular part. That allows the system to maintain this one centralized reorder list for everything that needs to be ordered at a particular site. That's going to include all of those parts that have hit their reorder level, but also any parts needed for upcoming PMs. The system checks as a PM is coming due if any of the parts that are specified on that PM are not in stock. And if not, the system will automatically put those out on the reorder list before that PM is due. This allows whoever's ordering the spare parts to see that certain parts are needed for that upcoming PM and make sure that they can get those ordered and received in, so that a job is never delayed due to not having the necessary parts on hand. These parts can be very easily built to requisitions or purchase orders right within LLumin, and those POs and requisitions can be automatically routed for approval based on total dollar amounts from as well as the job level of the person placing it. And then finally, all of those POs and requisitions can be automatically sent over to Acumatica. I am just going to try resharing my screen again real quick because I do want to show this slide. So I'm just going to make sure that we can see that. And okay, great. So yes, we are a certified integration partner with Acumatica, and this is a look at how we are integrated on the purchasing side. So most of our customers that are using LLumin CMMS Plus and managing their MRO, their maintenance-related inventory in LLumin, they're doing it, the inventory management for those parts, those MRO parts within LLumin. Acumatica remains the master source of vendor information, but when a new vendor is created in Acumatica, that automatically flows over to LLumin. So folks within LLumin can order the spare parts that they need from those vendors by creating requisitions or POs right within LLumin. Once those POs are approved and released in LLumin, they're automatically sent over to Acumatica. And then each receipt done on those POs is also sent over to Acumatica as a receipt. And really, the main reason for doing this, of course, is once again for efficiency, to eliminate duplicate data entry in this case. After a PO has been fully received in LLumin, when the invoice comes in from the vendor for that PO and goes over to the accounting department or AP department, folks there can take that vendor invoice, go right into Acumatica with it, and they will see already in Acumatica the fully received PO from LLumin. So now they don't have to spend time rekeying in that purchase order, and they can do their three-way invoice matchup against that PO right within Acumatica. So that's everything I wanted to run through today. So at this point, I will turn it back over to Caleb. Okay, we can hear you now.
Okay, you can hear me? Fantastic.
Yep, now we can hear you.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everyone for joining our session. We have about 2 minutes left, so feel free to place any. We also have a virtual expo booth here, so feel free to stop by the expo booth. We have a plethora of videos and resources that you can go and learn more about the customers that are using LLumin, and some different demos that you can see there. And if you're interested in learning more and possibly seeing a personalized demo and talking about your existing systems and possible use cases, feel free to reach out to me. Be happy to hear from you and coordinate some time to chat. So that being said, thank you all, and look forward to seeing you all soon.